As they say in
There
the
we
business
go.
world.
The
I don't
VPN.
know if that's what they say.
Maybe it is what they say. How do you know it's not? All right, there we go. We're live and in the air. Look at that.
Woo woo.
Broadcasting to tens of listeners citywide.
I think you're rounding up. I don't think it's tens.
Well, yeah, it says 2 watching now, and those 2 are me on my phone. So
That's amazing.
gotta
Oh
pad
my
those
God.
numbers a little bit. That's the way it works.
So, did you watch the State of the Union? Should we talk about that?
We
Or do we
could.
want to talk about the Bulls?
No,
winning
I
the
honestly
scholarship?
have not followed any basketball. Oh my
Oh,
God. No basketball at all. I didn't watch the State of the Union. I'm a horrible American.
yeah, you are. You didn't watch any basketball?
No, I don't know what's going on. What are the Bulls actually doing good this year?
No.
Oh, well, then why do we
No, they're
want to talk
terrible.
about the Bulls? Why don't we talk about like
I mean,
LeBron James?
they're not terrible because everybody talks about him. He's, I don't know.
Is he the GOAT
Leave
now?
that.
He's the
We can
GOAT?
leave that to ESPN. They can.
Is he the new GOAT?
There is yes, no, he's
No.
not. Um, who is the new goat? Who's the goat? The current goat?
Current GOAT in the NBA? Let's see.
I would say that.
I'm Googling it. Hoopshype.com has a GOAT
I'm guessing
debate
it's.
cheat sheet.
I would go with uh Durant or Luca or Djokovic on the Nuggets.
Kevin Durant?
The one and only.
He's still playing? Isn't he like crazy old? Wasn't he playing like
He's not
way back in
crazy
like
old.
90s?
He's not like Biden old.
Okay, well, yeah, but what's like, I mean, anybody over like 30 in the NBA has got to be like an old timer.
He's 35. He's still
Is he
kicking
really?
ass.
No
Yeah.
shit. See, that's awesome. Mad respect
No
for that.
shit. Well, LeBron's older than that. I think LeBron's there's a 39-year-old playing.
I guess it's not like football where you're not getting banged around a lot, so.
Right.
How about that? Let's see. People are
LeBron.
talking about.
LeBron James is 39. Mike Tyson
Wow.
is 57.
And he's gonna fight Jake Paul. I want to see LeBron James fight Jake Paul.
Yeah. Hook that up. Jake Paul would totally take that fight.
Oh, I'm sure he would. Against
And
LeBron
he would
James.
make sure. Yeah. Yeah.
God
I
damn,
agree.
Jake Paul, you are such a tool.
I'm looking forward to that fight. I'm gonna get a new TV, I think, Sunday.
Nice.
For March Madness, for that fight, and for the Olympics.
Nice.
And for Dune 2 when that's streaming.
And Fallout when it comes out in April 11th. It's coming out on Amazon Prime.
Fallout.
Yeah, the TV series. They're staying true to the video game. You don't have to play the video game to understand it, though.
Is it
Looks good.
Fallout? No, Borderlands, right?
No, Fallout. Well, Borderlands is a movie. Fallout's
Right.
the Amazon TV show they're coming out with. When is it?
I don't know. I don't think I played Fallout.
Probably not, but you don't have to have played it to watch the show.
Well, I know
it's,
that.
it's it's in the same universe
It's in the same universe.
as the Fallout. So no,
I hate that.
they said it's in the same universe as the video games, meaning it's the
Well,
same
yeah.
it's the same storyline. It's not, they're not taking creative liberties with it. They're basically following the Fallout storyline.
Well, yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't be Fallout.
Well,
It'd be a different movie.
Yeah, that's true. But it's gonna be a show, I think. I don't think it's gonna be a movie.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if Amazon. The last thing I watched on Amazon was the Lord of the Rings thing. What is it, the Fellowship of the Ring or whatever?
Oh yeah, we couldn't get through that.
No, I stopped watching it, but like I don't remember. Didn't they do like partial episodes? Excuse me, like a partial season. Like they only did like 1 or 2 episodes, and then like I don't know, like
Of the Lord of the Rings show?
Yeah, like don't they do like they did 1 episode every week, or did they release it all at once? Okay.
I don't think they released it all at once. I wonder if we're gonna see more video game shows. Like I feel like we had the Super Mario Brother movie. We have Halo on HBO.
Was it
now
Paramount?
We have
Halo was on Paramount.
Now we have Fallout. We have a Borderlands movie.
We should. I think there's a lot of video games that would be really good adaptations for movies. Movies or TV shows, one of the two.
Yeah.
I mean, the lore and the fact that like Fallout franchise has got like 6 games total now. Like, well, 4 or 5 if you count 76, but that's an online game. But like Fallout 1 through 4 are, I mean, you got a lot of content in there to turn into a TV show.
Yeah, I never played those. I would need a Quake themed show or game.
Well, dude, they made Doom with The Rock Johnson.
Or Overwatch.
Oh, Overwatch.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Doom movie.
Yep, with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
A Wolfenstein movie is what they need.
That would be kick-ass. A Wolfenstein movie. Yes. I kind of feel like the Nazi thing's a little overdone, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, come into this.
Hey, there he is. The dog walker extraordinaire.
The dog walker.
Yeah.
You like dags?
Yeah. You mean dog stander. All I did was I stood there and she just kind of.
But that's what happens when you walk a dog in the rain. It doesn't go anywhere.
And then I came in to put sheets and stuff on the bed and.
In the thunder and in the lightning and in the rain.
And yeah, and then she pooped in the house. Yeah.
Well, that's because she didn't go outside.
Yeah, you gotta seal the deal.
What? How do you wait? No, I'm not going.
You gotta make sure that action happens outside.
What do you like? How do you coax that out of a dog? Who's a good little dog? You gonna poop on the floor? No, you're not. Good Lord.
Why do we all talk like that to dogs? When did that become a thing?
My wife gives me shit because I talk to the dog like that, and I talk to the cat like that.
I don't talk like that.
Like that. I'm gonna start talking to my daughters like that.
I'm gonna start doing that at work. I'm gonna show up for a meeting.
Talking to your coworkers?
Yes.
Or who's a good little VPN?
Oh, we're gonna V-motion the server. Yes, we are.
Oh man.
Eric's gonna be like, "Who's gonna fix the AC today?" I am. Yes, I am.
That's a good little Solar Winds alert.
There you go. Who's on call for PRTG this weekend? Who is it?
Who's do? Who do? Oh God. Oh man.
I think that would make work a lot more bearable for me.
No, because then I'd have to remember to do it, and that's just I'm
Everybody
lucky
would
I can
look at you all
remember.
weird.
I'm sure they do already.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. You're
so
a little off anyway. You got to be a little off to work at that place, right?
you got to be a little off to work everywhere lately.
That's true. That's true.
It's you know, like Dan said, employees don't quit jobs; they quit bad managers.
Yeah, that's what I said
You know,
actually.
Yeah, I was
is
gonna
that
say I
you?
don't remember saying that,
Is that you,
but
John?
Yeah, you
listen,
don't
I'm
quit.
happy to take credit.
You don't quit bad jobs. You quit bad managers.
Yeah, exactly. I've never quit a job because I thought that the
Yeah.
job was
No.
crappy. I
And
mean,
see,
whether or not it was
I
was
think
different. But
I think somewhere around like the late '90s that took a turn because like that generation that grew up around that, like my daughter, like she quits jobs just because she doesn't like them. Like it's a shit job. She's like, oh, I don't like working retail or I don't like working here. It's like, well,
I don't like working retail either because
but
people are assholes.
but we did that for God knows how long. I mean,
Yeah.
we you know we had the work ethic to be like, you know, shit. I'm a teenager. I'm working retail at a Circuit City or a Handy Andy or a Service Merchandise or a Toys R Us, and sure, it's a shit job, but you know what? It puts $6 an hour in my pocket so we can go eat donuts at 11 o'clock at night.
And think about how much more difficult that was. Like we didn't have computers; we had to do the math on change ourselves.
Yeah, like we had to actually count back money to people.
Yeah, kids don't know how to do that anymore. Our jobs were way harder for less money.
Oh,
Jesus.
No.
Ah, there you go. You're
Oh,
right. You're right.
An applause. Thank you.
We didn't count
Where are
back
my
money because
reparations?
we sold chairs for like 2 cents a piece. So it was easy to
49 cents.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. I need to
I
ask
hope
you,
he
please.
still has those chairs.
Yeah, dude, those chairs better be still in his backyard or wherever the hell he put them.
Right.
He's sitting on them in his garage listeing to our podcast right now.
He better be.
I remember when I bought these chairs from those guys.
Got a deal on these chairs, 50 cents. What the fuck?
Wasn't it 50 cents for like all 10 or something like that?
It was
crazy.
I
don't even remember.
Now, okay. Somebody impressed me.
He had reverse sticker shock.
Yeah. Somebody impressed me. Who remembers that dump skew? Wasn't it like 100
wasn't
something?
That like 200671 or something?
See, I thought it was like 100 something, but yeah.
Where is my smock? I still have the smock with
vest?
the code list. Yes, with the code list.
I have my badge, and I think I have Eric's or Rich's badge. Rick Guth. I have his badge.
We've sent 9,869 media links and documents to each other.
What? In WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Oh man, we are way.
we have. Oh. Yes, my love.
Yes, my love.
Yes, my love.
It's what?
Isn't that what Biden says makes a relationship work?
Yes.
Love and ice cream.
Patty Melt says our podcast is just a way for us to chit chat.
Yes, exactly. Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No, we talk about current events.
Yeah, we were
and weigh in on opinions.
Okay, Eric, what are your thoughts on who the current GOAT is in the NBA?
Yeah, super important.
Michael Jordan.
No, the current GOAT.
Yeah, he's the current GOAT.
No, active player though.
Active player.
Who's the best of active players?
Not LeBron. Not LeBron. What? Curry? Yeah, Pippen. I still say Jordan because dude hasn't shot a basketball in what, 23 years? And 23. And he's still selling basketball shoes.
Well, yeah.
Active player though.
I still say Jordan's the GOAT.
No, active player.
Active, including active. He's retired, but I'll still say Jordan.
this is how we get voter fraud right now. Like, I'm giving you the rules, and you're like, whatever.
Like, nope, this is my rules.
It's my rules.
Welcome
my
to
rules.
Ericlandia, where
It's
where
an
there's no
irritatorship.
rules.
This is a Rick-tatorship.
Erica? You can't spell America without Eric.
Oh, damn!
Ooh.
That's going to be
But-
your campaign slogan for 2024,
Yeah.
Eric.
You would totally win.
You can't spell America without Eric.
Without Eric.
Can't spell what?
America without Eric.
John Arena?
John Arena. Got what?
John Arena without John.
What the hell? You tell her to shut her mouth.
Patty Melt needs to get some headphones on and hop on a camera here and.
Yes.
So,
yes.
have you
she
guys
needs to take her opioid first? But
have you guys ever watched a State of the Union? Ever?
I'll,
president.
I think the last time I did was when
next step is meth. By the way,
it was like what, after 9/11 when we went to war and they were talking about like what was going on. Who the hell was president? I don't even remember now.
Bush.
Was it Bush? Yeah, it was
Bush.
Bush. Yeah. I think that was like the last time I ever really cared to watch one.
Yeah, I guess I would have done that too then.
Great band, yeah. Bush, great band. No,
Bush is a great band.
I think for the most part, I watched most of the State of the Unions from all the presidents that I can remember, from at least Clinton on.
Wow.
I'll
That's dedication, which is
like I'll watch
the
snippets.
90s,
it's all online. I could watch snippets if I really cared enough to do it.
I mean, Reagan, I was too young. I didn't care. What, Carter? Was he was in the 80s too? I was too young to care.
Well, Carter was before Reagan, wasn't he?
Yes, he was in the early 80s.
Yeah.
And then Reagan was late 80s, and Bush Sr. was late 80s,
Reagan,
early 90s.
Carter was 70s. Reagan was elected in like 80.
Yeah, Carter.
And then he won again in 84.
Yeah, he did.
And then
terms.
Bush Sr. was 88. And then he's the one who taught Khrushchev to tear down the wall or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Or Stalin.
77 to 81. I was too young to care. Reagan was 81 to 89. I was too young to care. Bush Sr. was 89 to 93. I'll still say I was still too young to care. Clinton 93 to.
Well, yeah, I mean, you figure that we were still in high school, we couldn't even vote.
Yeah, so I mean, you figure Clinton's when we could vote. And then Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden. I mean, I've pretty much watched them from Clinton on, which, like I said, that's only 5, but
I haven't watched it, and I don't think I've watched any. I think I just hear the same, like they're all the same.
Well, but the other thing is like, what are they telling us that we already don't know about the state of the nation, basically?
Well, according to Biden, the economy's booming.
For who?
Well,
right. Yeah, I would agree. But like, where is he getting that information?
Right. Well, someone's
because if it's based on stock market economists,
yeah,
probably it is.
Well, yeah.
Like, didn't we double the jobs thing?
Well, it's easy to double the jobs when nobody was working during COVID.
Well, I think it's a little skewed.
Like last quarter to this quarter, they doubled. Like, you know how they do that thing where they say we're estimating this, and they say if it beat it or not.
They do that with like the unemployment, where they cut down unemployment.
Yeah.
But I wonder how much of that is they cut down unemployment because people just aren't filing it.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's I don't know anybody that the economy is booming for, because eggs, I used to spend less than $5 for 5 dozen, and now it's like what, 20?
Yeah, we went shopping. The wife's going to get the daughter from school for spring break next week. Yeah. And we just went. She wanted to get some stuff for the car ride, and it was like, a couple. We had to get some like milk. Yeah, some like.
What was our grocery bill?
Cold cuts. It was like $80.
$3.11.
It was like nothing.
Oh, that's not bad.
$3.11. No, there's a good band.
We spent $3.50 on Tuesday.
Wait, you're spending $700 a week on food?
I eat a shit ton of food a week,
dude, that's like, I don't think I spend more than that much.
No, the $3.50, the $3.50 we spent on Tuesday, which I married myself in that aspect, but um, Patty Melt's been making like her own bread and
Oh, so you're
butter,
getting a lot of ingredients, yeah.
a lot of flour and yeast, stuff like that for her to make, food. So when the grid goes down, she has
The grid
the
goes down.
capability to,
You're waiting on that solar flare?
yeah, we're waiting on the solar flare. But no, she's been okay. We only got four. Our kids like to leave flashlights on. We got 48 batteries. My kids like to
Nice.
leave my flashlights on.
Hey, I buy them from Amazon. They're cheap and they last. They
Yeah,
work just
I
as well.
mean, it happened that Tuesday, Facebook went down, so everybody was freaking out. So maybe things got a little wonky, but
That's so bizarre to me.
yeah, 275 to about 300 a week on groceries is what we do. So.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, we're doing that now with like the four of us.
Dang.
Yeah, we buy generic too. Yeah, and we have two little, 3-year-old and a 7-year-old. So it's not like they're eating a lot.
And the funny thing is like when you go to like I've said about here too, we got a lot of like grocery stores around us, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't seem to matter where we go. It's like maybe one might be a little bit cheaper than the other, but like I don't know. I mean, it's like Christina says the same thing. She's like, if I just go shopping and it's like I look at the ads, it doesn't matter. She's like, I still just go to Jewel because A, it's closer, and B, I'm paying the same price anyway.
Yeah.
See, I stopped going there. I started going to Myers. This was
It's
years ago.
Yeah, see, the Myers is
We
about the
go to
same
Walmart now,
price.
unfortunately, but
Yeah, the that's about the only problem for us is the Walmart and the Target. They're right next to each other. Dan, you know where they're at over there on Deal, I think it is, or whatever it is. Um,
Hmm.
that's almost like too far for us, because it's like, why drive, a mile and a half, 2 miles there when I've got literally like 6 other places around me that I could possibly go to. And we don't see much of a savings. Like we'll go there for like the cat food, dog food, litter, some of the bulk stuff that usually they're cheaper for, but like it's not a big thing. I think that's the other thing between like you talk about. I think Dan brought up, or maybe you did, Eric, the 15-minute
No.
cities.
Yeah,
They
no
want
more poop,
everyone to kind of like live within 15 minutes of
no
work
more
and
pooping in
everything
my
they
house.
do.
Okay, go by mama.
Go
You can
by
go by
mama.
mama.
Go by mama.
You stay here. Okay, good visit. Good
As long
visit.
as she doesn't poop in the house.
Good job. Well, if you tell her visit, she'll put her jowls in your hand, or if you say crash, she'll crash into you. Or we've noticed that if you're kind of worked up a little bit, like she senses your mood and will kind of crash into you without being prompted.
Nice,
Well,
nice.
she's a PTSD dog, so
Oh, was she trained for that, or was it?
yeah, she was trained for that. She wasn't able to pass the physical because she's got some hip dysplasia. So
Okay. That's cool
kind of
though that
stinks.
they still
But
give you the
yeah,
deal on getting those.
yeah, and it was just a donation. It wasn't,
Unemployment.
it's going to cost you like $5,000 or anything. That doesn't
Nice.
surprise me.
Yeah. The Bureau of
But
Labor Statistics.
yeah, they probably worked their formula to
So what is
make it
the
look like the economy's booming.
the labor market added 275,000 non-farm payroll jobs? What the hell's a non-farm payroll job?
Ooh,
Like
what's a
not
non-farm?
like non-farming, like non-agriculture, or like non-outsourced?
Not farming
Uh,
crypto?
There you go, crypto farming. Yeah.
February job report. Anybody know what hey, Patty Melt. Patty Melt's got her master's degree. She might know this stuff. If she
She's
responds
got
to
her
me.
player hating degree.
Yeah, she got a player hater degree. Non-farm payroll jobs. Significantly more additions than the 2,000 expected. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate increased to 3.9%.
Non-farm payroll represents the change in jobs in the economy over the previous month that does not include farm workers, private household employees, or nonprofits. So almost 300,000 jobs were added since the previous month of whatever that article was written. Or wherever their date is from, basically.
And they're probably still pulling against, COVID numbers.
Nah, I don't think they're pulling COVID numbers.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you go online and you hear people arguing about gas prices and how the president's not really directly involved in gas prices.
Well,
But
I
they
mean,
are.
realistically,
The
he's
president will
not, is
always
he?
tout. The president, whether or not the president actually does something or not, that's one thing. But all presidents will say, "Hey, I lowered gas prices." They will all take claim for lowering gas prices.
But I wonder if it's like them putting pressure on the companies to say, "Hey, you've got to do this."
It could be. I mean, it could be.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
not
they
sure
could control things like, oh, if you're going to get taxed, or maybe we're going to change import fees or whatever. I could see that, but that's like, I mean, that's almost like using your
quid pro quo.
Well, not even quid pro quo, because it's more like
quid pro quo.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't forget it. What he said.
I need to drink.
But it's almost like using that position of authority to kind of like strong arm them into lowering prices. Like, oh, if you don't do this, we're gonna raise tariffs on import oil or whatever. It's like, well, that's not really quid pro quo. It's more like, if you don't do this, you're fucked.
the incoming president, let's use Biden versus whoever number 47 is. Okay, we'll just call it number 47, and we'll use Biden because he's in there. So we'll just do that. Biden will claim that, hey, I've lowered gas prices. I should be number 47. Doesn't get in. Number 47 will say, Biden didn't do anything, but I was able to lower gas prices. Biden raised them. Now, we'll talk Trump versus Biden. Kind of not fair, because we had COVID during Trump's administration, and up here, gas got to 99 cents a gallon. I mean, it got cheap. I was like, hey, let's go get some Kansas City barbecue or something,
Damn.
But, so I mean, using like that versus Biden, 99 cents, high supply, low demand. So the prices went down.
Makes sense.
And now we're, I think average around here is $3.15 a gallon. It went up, and it, I mean, we were rocking around $2.50 for the most part for most of the winter.
Dang.
$3.29, $3.30.
I filled up the wife's car so she can go tomorrow, and I think it was almost $4 a gallon.
Yeah, $3.29 is the most expensive around here. Looks like the cheapest is $3.15. So, I mean, you can't compare, Trump to Biden's gas prices, but if we go Obama to Biden,
yeah,
we were both of those guys. We were paying like $4 or $5 a gallon at one point. So, yeah. So it's a nightmare. So it's yeah, you know what I mean. It's just, they'll tout themselves. I'll be president 47, and I'll tout Biden didn't do anything, but I was able to.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in Eric's America, anything goes, man.
America.
I feel like gas execs are their price they don't care about what the president does or says, right?
It's also,
right. They're not going to say, they're going to want to feel like they're more powerful. So they'll do whatever the hell they want. And maybe they're all maybe they're all anti-Biden, anti-Trump, so they raise the prices then and they lower them when they get their guy in.
But see, the funny thing is you're probably right, Dan, because you figure a lot of these guys probably back campaign funds for their candidates. So
right.
I have a feeling a lot of them like, you know, like because you can say like, oh, now companies can donate to campaign funds.
Hey,
so if I'm, you know, big oil, I'm, you know, whoever BP, I could donate tens, hundreds of millions of dollars to the Trump or Biden campaign fund, whoever I wanted to, and maybe they'll do me a favor and cut me a deal on taxes. But it seems like rather than them saying like, hey, you're going to cut me a deal on taxes, we could sell it at a lower cost, they're going to be like, you're cutting me a deal on taxes, I can sell it at a higher volume and make more money. So it's like the opposite's happening.
It's also whatever the cost of a barrel of oil costs.
But come on, I mean, like, you know that shit's all driven. You know that shit's all driven by like the same people. It's not like you and I are going to go buy a barrel of oil.
Right. Yeah, there's the CFO gets an Excel spreadsheet, and he's like, I don't like these numbers, so he raises them all.
He modifies it and just clicks and copies the cell.
He puts in a formula.
We do options? How do we do options?
Options for what?
Option?
Option, yes.
You remember that when we used to play Contra? Oh my God.
Was it Contra or was it Life Force with the planes?
Oh, it was Life Force, I think. You're right.
Anybody know what if we should be playing with
Well, you could do the options. In Robinhood to do buy and sell.
Yeah.
Like I set up one for SHIB when it hit like, I think when it dropped another 0, I had set it up to sell like 1 million SHIB coin because I have like 30 million or whatever the hell they are, because they were like, you know, so cheap.
Yeah, and you spent like $2 on them.
Yeah, they've been sitting on those forever. And you know the funny thing is like you're like, oh, you got so much money in there. I'm like, no, like my SHIB only went up like $10.
Yeah, exactly. I lost.
What are the options?
$1.44 on.
The options are like you can say like buy or sell at a certain price level.
Like it'll do it automatically?
Yeah, but I think like so on the crypto, at least on Robinhood, I think it's got to be within a certain range. Because initially I was like, oh shit, I'll set it to sell when it gets like $1, and they're like, no, you can't do that because it's, you know, it's so low now. So I don't know, like with stocks and stuff, if you do something similar, like you could say like, oh, I want to buy when something drops or sell. And that's realistically, the short of it is that's how day traders basically work, is they'll look at, you know, open, what's going to be like a price on something at open. And if they expect it to go up because there's maybe their earnings review or their quarterly review or their, you know, board trustee meeting is going on or their earnings call, and they expect it to increase, these guys will go out and spend, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars on stock at the beginning of the day and set an option to say, I want to sell by end of day if it reaches a certain dollar value. And a lot of what they do is they just basically double it or, you know, whatever their money, and that's how they make a ton of money in a day. But like, you got to really sit there and watch that shit like constantly. And there's guys, like I've watched guys do that with crypto. There's a guy, I followed him on YouTube. I'd have to look up his damn channel name, but he does like day trading. He streams it, and like he'll sit there and show you the chart. So like he's like, oh, there's this coin that came out or whatever, and they're doing an offering, and he's like, I'll buy, you know, $1,000 or whatever this coin, and he'll watch it throughout the day. And when it gets to a certain point, you know, if it's going up, he'll just sit on it and then sell like when he doubles his money or whatever. And, you know, then he's out. He's like, I'm done. And sometimes he hits big, sometimes you don't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Dan's losing money.
The house always wins.
The hookers and blow went home.
No, they're over by me.
Oh, look at that. Bam.
Yeah, it's like the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Yeah, who gave
$17.
me
Is
who
that
gave me this tip,
is
John?
that one thing, Eric?
No, I have 275,000 SHIB, which that's up percent change. It's up 6%. Smith and Wesson, I have some shares. That's up almost 30%, and
This
Pow
guy's
is up
Smith and Wesson.
2.5%. Yeah, I get dividend payments. I'm getting 19 cents per share. I mean, I only
How
have
much?
like
How much are you up to?
$17.
Oh, I got you beat. I got you beat. Hold on. I'll
How big?
upload
But how much have you put in there of your own cash?
Oh, that's
I've
true.
only
Yeah,
put.
yeah. I'm up $26 today, but you know, look
Oh,
at that. Look at
you
that
were
chart. Let's
right.
see. What's the overall? There's like an overall yearly, right? Is that what it is?
For anybody that doesn't know, we are part-time investors in Robinhood. So we play the stock market a little bit. Excuse me.
I think
I've only put 25
Oh,
in. Ooh, you're up $27. All right, look at you.
Okay. So here you go. This is
More
where you
on a
got to look
budget.
at it. Go to the bottom where it shows the, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and hit like 3 month, and it'll keep going out. And I just went to all time, and I'm still made I'm up $213 all time.
I'm up $22.87.
I'm flatlining.
Well, yeah, but you've only got the one thing, right? The Nikola.
Look at that chart.
Oh my god. I like how it's still in the red. You started in the red and you went up, and then you didn't even make it out of the red when you went up.
Worst stock tip ever.
Now wait a minute though. Let me look at that. I don't know. I was like, hey, let's see what they're doing. Let me look.
My total return is got a minus sign in front of it. It's 80s.
Hey,
Now hold on. Is that going to take money out of my account?
No, you just basically whatever you got.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
want it
here.
to take money
So
out of my account.
if I look at,
It shouldn't take money out of your account.
yeah, so yeah, my Nikola, I'm down $30.
Yeah.
But all
So
my SHIB, my Smith and Wesson, and my Pow are all green.
I do want to invest in, let's see, maybe is Smith and Wesson a good one?
I'm
Let's
up
see.
29% right now.
Yeah, that's S&W,
And I get
SWBI.
Yeah, SWBI,
Yeah.
and I get dividends. And they just announced it's
Now, how do you get
your
dividends?
the dividends deposit directly into your buying power.
Oh, okay. Now, so it's based on whatever you have, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it drops into my
Oh.
account, and then I just reinvest it. I mean, like I said, it's 19 cents per share in this quarter. And like I said,
Look
I
at
think I got 4 shares. So I mean,
look at
I'm rich.
look at this thing I got when I tried to go to Smith and Wesson.
Elevated volatility.
Elevated volatility. Yeah, you might want to proceed with caution.
I'm dismissing that and not going anywhere near it.
This is a good one right
Wait
here.
wait for Smith to go in the red to drop.
That's their all time. That's the Warren Buffett one. Now I can't afford to get in on his A because his A is like 3,200 a share. But see, that's why I like Robinhood, because you could just do partial. Like I don't have a full share of Berkshire. There's no way in hell.
Berkshire Hathaway. I started getting Berkshire Hathaway, and that was like 600,000 per share.
Yeah. I did. Well, did you do BRK A or B? I think A, right? Is the big one? Yeah.
I did A. I was getting into A, and then I was like, "What am I doing? I'm doing this to have some fun and."
Yeah, but see, you're like everyone always says like these two, like the A and B, are more like the long-term stable ones because they've always historically increased, and then like they always seem to do splits too, which hell, that's even better.
Yeah, sort of like the Bitcoin halving that's going on.
Well, that's gonna happen in what, April? They said.
Yeah.
So speaking of crypto, um,
What?
there's I see a lot of chatter about going to a global cryptocurrency and
Oh
like going
yeah.
full digital.
Yep. The
How real do
CD.
you think that is? And what currency should I pick? Because I'm going to pick the opposite of what you tell me based on Nikola.
Well, I honestly I think
Yeah.
it if they're going to do something like that where they do like a centralized cryptocurrency, they're either going to use something that's really good now, like a Bitcoin, or something that's really got a lot of buying power. Um, but I think it's I don't know. I mean, there's people who say that like they may like the government may come up with their own that's based off of like the Bitcoin, you
Yeah,
know.
that's USDT. That's Tether.
Yeah, Tether, but you've also got the BCH, the Bitcoin Cash. I
That's
mean,
what I'm wondering.
Don't forget
there's a
about Green
bunch.
Satoshi,
Yep.
GST,
I don't,
Green Satoshi
I don't think
tokens.
they're gonna use an existing one. I think they'd make up a new one,
Well, that's the thing because basically anybody who's got the money
like the
now,
euro.
yeah, like but anybody who's got Bitcoin now that's like mined it, especially the last like 10 years, that basically was free money for them. I mean, granted, yeah, you're paying for electricity, you're paying for specialized hardware to do the mining, but the thing they're having a problem with is it's unregulated. They can't control it. So they're definitely gonna want something they can control.
Right.
But if they base it off of something like a Bitcoin blockchain, it's already been established. They may benefit from that because people are going to be like, oh, it's a stable blockchain. I'll go in on it, whatever. I don't know. I think the problem with that is you're going to be it if they're going to do it and they're going to put it on the market like the U.S. dollar and like all these other currencies. You're going to have to allow people to buy and sell and trade your currency just like they do with the dollar.
Right.
So all these, Bitcoin millionaires and billionaires that are sitting out there, they're just going to convert that shit to whatever the hell they come up with and sit on it. And that's they're going to pump and dump a ton of money into that coin. Cuz it's not like the coin's going to come out and be worth 65 grand at the start.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think they'd ever make anything that's worth more than what it's replacing. Like that's not possible because like where does that money come from? Like who has that money? Like nobody does. I mean, it's the same thing with our trillions of dollars of debt. Like we're never going to pay that back because who else got that kind of money?
Ooh. People that get into Devon Energy.
There was one I looked at that was
6.25% dividend yield.
The one that I looked at that was there was one out of Japan, and they're one of the manufacturers of the EV batteries. They're selling to Tesla. They're selling to I think Ford. I think they're selling to GM or Chevy. They're selling to some company that makes like who's the guy that makes the ATVs? What the hell is it? The rate? Oh God, what's the ATV company?
Polaris.
Polaris, yeah,
Yamaha?
they're selling the
Okay.
Polaris. Because Polaris is trying to make fully electronic ATV now. That seems to be everyone's big thing. They were selling this to one of those EV bike manufacturers, like the motorcycle EV, like those. And I think they were even selling to some of the bike manufacturers too. I really think that's going to take off, but there's a company now that's trying to build like a drop-in conversion kit for gas vehicles. And I think it was the Dodge or the Ford? They basically made this thing where you drop out the whole powertrain, and I think they picked it because it's easy enough to do from underneath the truck. And they basically you drop in replacement, EV motor, battery pack, charging, environmental electronics and everything, and it all fits within the same space. You don't have to actually modify anything in the truck. I think they said the shifter you change because it's you get like a tablet now to control all the park, drive, reverse, stuff like that. But it's like they're trying to come up with like a drop-in kit because I don't, all these people talk about like, oh, what is it, California wants to get rid of internal combustion vehicles, or at least stop selling them. Like, people are never going to give that shit up. Like, you're going to have a hard time getting that away from people.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at all these people that have all these muscle cars and all these look at every freaking car that Jay Leno owns in that garage of his that's not EV. It's like, what are you going to do? Like, have them get rid of those? They're not going to do that. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just.
I think it's like when people say like, oh, they're going to come take all our guns. It's never going to happen. There's no way.
No.
Like, people, you're gonna that you want a civil war because that's how you get a civil war.
Yeah.
And they're not going to throw the tea in the harbor with that shit. They're going to burn the whole harbor to the ground at that point.
Tea.
Yeah.
Sorry, I look exhausted, but
you
no.
Do look exhausted.
What's that?
You do look exhausted.
Yeah, it's been a rough.
What stock? What was the e-bike stock you said to get?
I gotta look. I gotta see. It was some company that was doing. I haven't bought it, but they were doing like battery manufacturing, and they're apparently trying to sell to all these. It's some Japanese company or Chinese company.
I saw. Yeah, China or Japan. They had it where you could, when your battery gets depleted, you just drive in and a battery comes out and they just put a new one in.
There's a place in Australia that does that for their EVs.
Yeah.
The Chevy. I know there's one in Australia. There's like a whole thing with that I saw about that. Have you seen the thing now? I haven't seen it here. It's in the UK, I think, somewhere in Europe. They've got like, the portable like battery packs that people carry for like their cell phones and stuff.
Yeah.
You can subscribe to this thing, and they basically got vending machines to where you get one that gives you like, 15,000 milliamp hours or whatever it is. So you can charge your phone effectively like 2 or 3 times with it. And then when it's done, it's got like a barcode, so sort of like a red box. You just go put it in there and it'll spit another one out, and you just carry that one with you, and it just charges them inside the vending machine type thing.
Like a little midget in there that plugs them in.
Yeah.
What happens with the old batteries?
No, they're like the rechargeable ones. Like the portable ones you can get for like your cell phone to plug it in, like a battery pack.
Yeah, but they're not rechargeable forever.
Well, no, but that's similar to like, I'm sure they could check all that, because like they're like, hey, you could if a battery dies, you go find one of these vending machines, and because you have an account, you're subscribing to it, you drop it in, it spits another one out, and it plugs the other one in on the inside. Or if it's bad, maybe it sends it out to get refurbished or pulls it out of the rotation. But I mean, you think about like a vending machine, dude, those things aren't that much bigger than a bottle or a can of Coke or whatever. You could basically fill that with hundreds of those battery packs.
You got a little midget in there that's just kind of taking this battery pack.
No. You can't. That's inappropriate. You cannot call them that.
Little person, midget, whatever. Tiny person.
You don't know what he identifies as.
I don't care.
I don't know. That sounds like a bad idea.
It does, but
like,
I mean,
to have all those battery packs in that little
right.
I don't know.
Like, so it would explode.
Yeah. Like, so it just doesn't, like, I don't know about it. It sounds like a bad idea. Plus, all public spaces usually have charging cords available now.
Yeah. Or you got a port that's, you can plug it in. I always love the one where the guys, they go to the airport and they stick the stickers that look like plugs on the wall and try and watch people try and plug shit into them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm saying let's not add more battery packs out there. Let's dial that down.
Well, that's so.
Let's double it.
I didn't realize until a while ago that those, what is it, the 38650s? Those bigger, like, those are the same batteries that are used in like the laptop batteries, like for Dell, that you could replace Lenovo, where you can pull out the batteries. Tesla used those for a long time in their packs. A lot of the rechargeable like flashlights and stuff use those. And there's actually like the ones we use for like airsoft, Eric. Those battery packs are basically those
Yeah,
same
180.
batteries. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like people are like, you could buy like, if you want to build your own battery pack. Like there's a guy I see who now does this whole off-grid thing where he basically buys. You can buy on eBay because Tesla doesn't sell them. You can buy people's busted battery packs from like accidents or if they're taking them apart, where like one or
Yeah.
two cells are bad. Tesla says, "Oh, you just got to replace the whole thing," and they take it back. Well, that guy Rich Rebuilds that does he was doing the EVs for a while. He would break them open and replace just those cells. So what these guys are doing is these off-grid guys that are like the homesteaders or whatever they're called now, they're buying those busted battery packs, taking them open, and getting like hundreds of those 38650 batteries, and building their own power packs to run shit off grid with solar power, rather than it's like cheaper because you can buy them for like pennies on the dollar from a busted pack, because nobody wants to fool with that, or they just don't realize that it's the batteries are worth a lot.
Well, that's smart. I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah, and it's basically reusing them because they're not ending up in a
Right.
pit somewhere or whatever. Yeah, it's. I mean,
Poor
like,
little African kids still had to mine all that lithium.
well, that's the thing. Yeah, somebody, that shit's all coming out of like South Africa, right, or whatever it is.
Yeah, something along those lines.
And I guess what they say
Somewhere in that
now,
neighborhood. I forget.
was it the Middle East now found a big underground reserve of like nickel or something to make the batteries, and yeah,
Interesting. I
Well,
haven't
we're
heard that.
definitely going to war now then.
right.
Damn it.
Instead of oil. It's going to be,
Well,
nickel
that's the way it
and
is.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Well, maybe they invented that because of it, right? Like oil's their money. Now we're getting away from oil,
Yeah.
and they're like, we better find something else.
Well,
We're never
that's
going to actually get far away from oil. Not in our lifetime. Probably not in our kids' lifetime. There's too much.
Well, look at where the power comes from. The biggest thing is coal refineries, coal electrical plants. That's the majority of what's out there. Like, yeah, there's a couple nuclear here and there, but they're not fully powering all these places. Like, there's still majority of coal power plants. Like, okay, well, oh, it's electric power. It's so much cleaner. Well, look at what that plant spits out. I'll bet you wouldn't think that's clean.
Exactly. You're still using coal to
Yeah.
charge.
I was talking to my daughter the other day because she's like, oh, all the coal mines and stuff out in Virginia. They're like, oh yeah, they're not going to need them anymore when they make all these batteries. And I'm like, well, where do you think the electricity is going to come from? Like, they're just not going to magically stop needing the coal. Plus, steel and metal refinement still uses that.
Yeah.
Ah, crap. Hold on a sec. Right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. Let's see. Do you know what BAR stands for? I was Monday years old when I read this.
Like the
Like
law
alcohol.
bar?
Go get a bar. No, go to the bar, get a drink. You know what BAR stands for?
I didn't know it stood for anything.
Beer and alcohol room.
Oh, no way.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
The beer and alcohol room. Nice. Cat wanted in. Sorry. Banging on the door.
Yeah, it's what I read. BAR stands for, beer and alcohol room.
Did you know that the elephant is the only mammal with 4 knees?
Huh.
There's your little bit
Yes.
of yeah,
Oh.
now you do.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, okay. Okay, how about that the founder of Atari is also the creator of Chuck E. Cheese?
Really?
Yeah, Nolan Bushnell? Bushnell? Not tied to the telescope name. Ah. So like a couple weeks ago, I was talking to you guys about my chair that broke. Eric, I might have talked to you about it. Maybe Dan wasn't on
Yeah.
that one. So the last like 2 weeks, I've been going back and forth with their stupid email support, and like so in the last 4 years, this is the second chair by the same manufacturer that's broken in pretty much the same way. And I go look and I'm like, okay, the first chair I bought it during COVID. It was like June of last year when it broke.
Yeah.
I bought this new one, and literally like beginning of January, end of January, it broke again. And I sent you guys the pictures. It's like freaking like it's just cheap thin metal, and the metal like the where the screw goes actually broke, and then the weld snapped, and the stupid thing is like the brackets like crooked, right? So I opened a support ticket with them. I'm like, hey, I bought this thing a year ago on Amazon from your storefront. Here's the copy of the invoice, what I paid for it. Like a couple days go by, and there's some company based out of China, of course. Their reply is like, oh, we'll offer you a $90 credit in our store, and I'm like, they paid like $200 for the chair. It was like $299 or $239 or something like that. And I'm like, that doesn't even cover the cost of a new chair. And I'm like, you have a 1 year warranty. It's on your damn website. Like, well, help me out here. So they're like, oh, we'll give you 150. Like they came back again. Like they were just going back and forth to see if I'd take it. And I'm like, no. I'm like, this isn't help me at all. Like I'm gonna get money back, and I'm not gonna have a chair, and I can't even buy a new chair with that. Like, what do you want me to do? All your chairs start at like $300 because it's gaming ergonomic chair, whatever. And they finally came back. They're like, all right, we'll refund you the full price. They just wanted to give me the credit back on Amazon, which they did. But I'm like, I'm not going to buy their chair again. I'm like, I'll go buy someone else's chair.
Exactly.
I agree. That's the right choice.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because they're one of those companies, and like Eric, you've probably seen, maybe Dan, I don't know if you buy enough shit online. I've bought crap that's been like bad, and I'll put a review on Amazon, and the seller, whatever the hell company it is, will reach out, and they'll be like, hey, if you take down that negative review, we'll give you full credit back, whatever. And I'm like, nah, I'm like, your product's shit anyway. I don't want it. And I'll go update my review and be like, they tried to buy me to take my review off.
Oh.
And I'm like, fuck it. Like, I don't care. And it was like something stupid, like a wrist rest for like, the keyboard. Like one of those like squishy gel wrist rest. It was like $8. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, this thing fell apart within like 2 weeks. It was peeling apart, and like, the fabric was coming off of it. I left a shitty review with pictures, and I'm like, don't buy it. Cheap product. You get what you pay for. And they're like, oh, we'll send you a new one, free of charge if you just take down your review. And I'm like, nope, sorry. I don't want your crappy product.
That's a metaphor for America.
Yeah, they're just
right?
like, they
buying
want to buy
people
it. Yeah.
to do the thing. Yep.
And that's what I thought about, like with this company. Like their first initial response is like, it was like fucking dealing with the guys on Pawn Stars. They're trying to give me the lowest price, and I want more. And I'm like, they're like, oh, $90. I'm like, come on, you can do better than that. I can't even buy a new chair for that.
Best they can do is pizza.
Yeah, I don't know much about haggling, but I'll get a guy from the accounting department down here to talk to you.
Yeah, I know a guy.
Like a Rick from Pawn Stars on the other end of customer service.
That's
Jerk.
amazing.
Okay.
Guy's a jerk.
You mean that guy?
What in the hell is that?
That was a Snapchat.
That's you?
Filter that makes me look like the old man.
Oh yeah, he died, didn't he? The
so,
father? Yeah, he died.
Yeah.
I mean,
Makes me look like him or the son or something.
Yeah, I'm actually like, somebody at work was like, "Oh, go get one of those like office chairs." Like I have one now that I'm using from, I don't know, last job I had. It's like one of those mesh back office. It's really nice, but it's not tall enough. And someone's like, "Oh, go buy a Herman Miller," and I go look it up, dude. They're like $1,000 chair. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what?
Okay.
I'm like, I'm not gonna buy $1,000 fucking chair.
We had a HON chair break,
Yeah.
and so I emailed him. It was the star, basically the where the wheels are.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, here's what I have. it's like an $800 office chair. Do you have a replacement, star, the for the wheels?
Yeah.
No, we don't have one.
What?
I figured it's an expensive chair, so I would like to stay
Yeah.
with, stay HON to HON, not go off on my own and
Buy a
spend,
knockoff one or something.
spend the $40 on Amazon to get the replacement.
Yeah.
So they sent me an email. No, we don't have it anymore.
Psh.
I was like, out of all the chairs I've, the office chairs I've replaced, I'm like, why? Is there something special with this one than versus this? I was like, what the hell, And they're like, oh, it's just discontinued. I'm like, okay, there's a big difference between no, there's not a replacement and it's discontinued. So I just went on Amazon and $40 and the chair is ready to rock and good to go. But it was just like, come on, guys, you're full of crap,
Yeah.
That is one long link.
I noticed that. Yeah. Yeah. I looked
Am I
at
gonna get?
the Secret Lab was good. The Blue Whale, I actually saw that one. That's a weird gaming chair, dude.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I looked at that Blue Whale, up to 450 pounds. So the only problem is like most of these chairs, and this is the issue I have with them after living in them for 4 years.
You have to put this Blue Whale up on what's it called? Because it's got like little arms that come like right here.
Yes, yes.
So you
they
could
they
probably
they
be like,
turn up and stuff, yeah. Um they actually, the problem with these are because they're like pleather or fake leather or even like the fabric. There's no breathing. So you get serious swamp ass from sitting in those chairs. So I actually looked at here, this one.
I don't even, yeah, no.
Here, this is the one I'm linking. I was gonna probably go pick this up tomorrow. They make a gaming version of that chair that's branded as like the Cougar Argo gaming chair, and it got really good reviews. But it's mesh, and I like that one's got the tall headrest. Plus, it's Micro Center, so they're close. So if I buy it and it's shit, I can take it back. Because I looked at like Office Depot, I looked at like Best Buy sells office chairs. Everybody's getting into like the gaming chair shit now.
Is this on the Defiant, the Excelsior, the Enterprise, or Voyager?
Well, this would be for the Voyager probably. Yeah.
Right, just making sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just finished watching Deep Space Nine, so Defiant was on.
Did you see what's his name? Jonathan Frakes? He posted they're doing a new Picard movie or something.
I've been hearing rumblings of that.
Yeah.
No offense. I think with the way they did Picard season 3, where they pretty much had the original cast of the Next Generation. No offense, leave it. Do not mess with it. You made it perfect. From like, I forget how many episodes there were, but I had like 13 or 12 or something like that. From like episode 10 to the end of that season was, in being a Star Trek nerd.
Yeah.
I every episode was tears because you haven't seen season 3 yet, have you?
I haven't actually watched any of it.
Okay, I don't want to ruin it for you because it's freaking awesome.
Is it on Apple TV or where is it?
Paramount, right?
Paramount Plus, yeah, Paramount.
I've gotten in the habit of, I think I'm going to start canceling. So my daughter now, she noticed she can't watch Netflix at all at school. They're totally cracking down on her. Disney's going to start, I heard that, and so is Amazon. And I'm like, I'm not buying her own fucking account, like, to do it. So the other thing I thought about doing, which I know it's shitty, but it's probably a way to circumvent it. I was going to set up VPN at the home so she could remote in here and watch her shit from the VPN.
Yeah.
And then, fuck you, Netflix.
I'm behind 7 proxies.
There you go.
No break a fire stick.
Well, that's the other thing too.
Fuck
Is
'em
I'm
all.
like, but she's got her laptop, so I'm like, you just go to Pluto TV and watch shit on there. They got, dude. I didn't realize. So I watch Pluto TV now. The new TV I got, smart TV, and it came with all the apps and shit built in. Pluto TV's got a whole fucking channel for Stargate, the Stargate channel. All the shows, all the movies, 24/7, 365, dude. I was like, no shit, I'm all about that. Like that stays on 24/7. I don't care. They got Atlantis. They got the regular Stargate show. They got all the spin-offs. They got all the movies. Yeah.
Trying to see if he says anything about the Picard.
Where did I see that?
But I know they've been like thinking about it. Discovery just doesn't do anything for me. Maybe I'll start watching Lower Decks. Actually, the way everything else should go, I should probably wait 10 years and then start watching it.
Yeah. Here, I can't tell if this is the one I saw down here. I'll post it. I think that's him. Because I don't think Facebook lets you do like what Twitter does, where you can just make a page about somebody and like not be verified or whatever. Plus, I mean, it looks like him in all the photos. So, but yeah, he posted.
We are working on a new Picard movie now.
Yep.
So is there any fans there? That doesn't sound like him.
Well, but it's funny because like look at all the other posts. I mean, let me see what the about page. Yeah, it says it's him. Basic page creation.
There's a post down lower from January. He says
Oh.
it's coming in less than 1 week, and it's got a picture of Ash from Army of Darkness.
There's actually people on here. It says this is not Jonathan Frakes, if you actually believe it. This is yeah, I guess there's people that posted that it's not him.
Yeah,
But
they all say there's a new Picard movie. Every single post.
There is a new Picard movie though, isn't there?
I've heard that there's one in the rumblings. I don't know if that's actually in like production or anything like that, but
Gotcha.
yeah, I've heard that. But like I said, they don't mess with. I mean, I'd love watching, the Next Generation crew back in action, but the way they did season 3,
So wait a minute, was Jonathan Frakes in Picard?
perfect. Yeah, he was in it. He was Admiral Frakes.
Did he do the weird sit? How he'd like stand over the chair?
No, they talk about that in like interviews and stuff.
Yeah, is he like too old to do that now?
No. Did they do that? I'd have to go back and rewatch, but I mean, it's not going to ruin it if I tell you, right?
The Riker sit? Yeah, no, that's fine.
Because the Enterprise D comes back.
Oh, I
Wait,
knew
don't
that.
say anything.
I heard about that.
Yeah, the Enterprise D comes back, and
Dan's like, no.
When I first saw that, I was just like, ooh, goosebumps. I was like, tears. Like, oh my god, I'm like back in high school. I'm back in like junior high when I'm like, oh my god, I'm a kid.
Now, wait a minute. The D
Was William Shatner on it?
I said that's the original one, right?
No, the original Enterprise is the Enterprise A, and Enterprise B. That's what Jim Kirk had. Then you had
D.
Oh god, who had C? That was I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna remember the name and
Skywalker?
No.
Skywalker.
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
Han Solo.
Enterprise C.
Final answer.
Is that your final answer? was-
Yeah, it was
It was
a
John
ambassador
Connor.
class.
Was it the guy in the chair who can't talk?
No, can't talk. Christopher Pike
Oh.
couldn't walk, and that was
Yeah, Pike.
that was the original Enterprise captain was
He-
Christopher
He
Pike.
couldn't walk?
No, he's in a wheelchair.
It was if you look at the original
Wait, Christopher so the original captain
Garrett,
of the
Rachel
Starship?
Garrett. The original yeah, if you watch like was it the pilot before William Shatner was James Kirk. Someone else was the captain.
I knew that, but was he in a wheelchair?
In one of the episodes, yeah.
Because that was the one they called Voyage 1. It was the pilot episode.
Yeah, I believe so. I think in that he was still walking. It's been a while since I've seen that
Oh, so
one.
he got like injured or something, and
Yeah, something got in his ear. Like
Ah.
well, if you look at
COVID.
COVID got in his ear.
something
Yeah.
got in his ear. Was it one of those worms that like fucks with your head?
Oh, that like Chekhov and Sulu
Yeah.
had in The Wrath of Khan. Oh my
Yup.
God, that still scars me to this day. But man, now I gotta go watch that Enterprise D thing again, where they show the D. They show the D.
They showed the D. Oh yeah, giggity giggity.
But yeah, Rachel Garrett had the Enterprise C. Captain Picard had the Enterprise D and E, and then F was what's her name? Shelby, Commander Shelby from The Best of Both Worlds.
Ah, okay.
She was an admiral at that point, and then the F blew up. But
And then they gave 7 of 9 her own, right?
kind of,
She got
yeah.
her own. Yeah, she got her own ship, right?
She got promoted. She's getting promoted. Yeah, promoted to captain by Tuvok.
Who gives? Wait, Tuvok. Tuvok has the ability to do that now?
He's an admiral, yeah.
What the fuck? See, I've totally missed. So how
And
do they
Picard.
explain all this stuff? Because when there's a huge gap between when the movies and the shows ended and where they're at now, right?
Well, the first 2 seasons were, I mean, they were okay. It was kind of cool to see, Sir Patrick Stewart back as Picard, and
Yeah.
see, the cast just kind of peek in and peek out and stuff like that. But, and the season 3, the third season, the end of it, they were all back together, like fighting crime again, so to speak.
Right.
And
right.
after one of the certain episodes, they were all back together on the Enterprise D, and it was just kind of like, this is what, as a nerd, this is what I wanted from the first Picard season 1, episode 1. This is, as a nerd, this is what I wanted. All 3 of these seasons, I wanted all these people back together.
Huh.
So, but I didn't. I had to wait 3 seasons, and no offense, yeah, the Riker sit down, but no offense, it was worth it. It definitely was worth it.
Yeah.
So it was fan. As a Star Trek nerd, I think I've put that on Frake's page, Picard, Patrick Stewart's page, and some of the other guys, Geordi, LeVar Burton's page, Brent Spiner's page, that
I wish I were LeVar Burton.
no, it just say thank you, for bringing that back, bringing that feeling back, and
I wish I
I'm
were
doing all
LeVar Burton. Rainbow,
you know
read
what
me.
cracks me up? Anybody that watches Star Trek, The Next Generation, you have to watch when they're standing there. You can't really see what I'm about to do, but they'll grab their shirt. or
Whoa,
their
whoa, whoa!
outfit,
Don't bring the D out.
And they'll pull it down.
Yes, because
Sometimes you'll see the communicator go
Oh my
fly
god!
across.
Yeah,
It's
they do that. They
hysterical.
did that because they said the shirts like didn't fit that well, or they were too fitting.
They were uncomfortable, from what I hear.
Yeah. Well, they were
Yeah,
like
so-
wool. Somebody was saying they were like literally just like fucking wool shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
Scratches
Something
all-
like that. They were just, yeah. obnoxious.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Peace
I
out,
have
D.
to drop. Peace.
He's gotta go show the D, take the D. But
Oh, that's not. Come on now.
we could talk about that next week. Is Civil War reenactment, is that colonial LARPing?
Hell yeah, it is.
Somebody was talking about colonial and LARPing, and I'm like, wait,
Well,
Civil
dude,
War
we
reenactment, and they started talking about LARPing, and I'm like,
every
wait,
every every time we go play airsoft, it's tactical LARPing.
Yes, we're tactical LARPing.
Yep.
Speaking of tactical larking, tactical larking.
LARPing.
Oh, tactical larking. I really kind of want to check out this Ace VR shooting game
That looks cool.
for the VR. Yeah, Raj posted that in the Sparrow unit.
What, the VR shooting thing?
Yeah,
That does look kind of cool.
it looks kind of neat. So yeah, maybe we'll pick that up at some point.
I
They also have a Clay's one where you get
yes.
like a shotgun stock,
Well,
and you
so
can do that.
I'm gonna one of these days I'm upgrading my 3D printer.
Yeah.
So I can print bigger. I bought one of these offline. It's basically a 3D printed gun stock. It was like $40, and
I
like
can't see it.
oh well,
I
yeah,
like that
I'm showing
Volkswagen.
It's it's a VR gun stock, and basically what it is just a 3D printed. I think it's like 16 inches long, and it's got a spot in the front where the controller kind of drops in, and I can shoulder it. So like when we play Onward, we play Guardians, I play any of those shooting games. Um, it allows me to have a stable, gun platform to play like competitively, I guess. Uh, but dude, like I've noticed since I started using it, it's like I got a lot better at like hitting shit. Um,
Send me a picture because I
yeah,
can't see you're
I
still.
I what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna get at some point because I designed a modified version of that
Yeah.
allows you to basically make it longer. Um, like so I can print different size ones. What I'm gonna do is probably try printing a couple and having like guys use them just to see if they work pretty
Yeah.
well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing a picture of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got to get a bigger 3D printer. Mine's not tall enough to print stuff like that. So,
Sure.
did you charge your shit up? Is it all plugged in, ready to go?
I'm all charged up, ready to go. Yeah, so I'm ready.
Nice. I saw
I
Ross
gotta
said
pop my
he's.
Dramamine.
Yeah, how long does it take to activate?
It'll probably by the time I go pee, go to the bathroom and come back, it'll probably be, ready to go.
Nice. Yeah.
It's non-drowsy, so it I won't fall asleep. Although I could fall asleep, right now anyway.
Yeah, you and me both.
But yeah, I played for a little bit. I had fun last week, so
Yeah,
it'll be good.
it'll be a
Good.
blast. It's fun.
Yeah, accuracy through volume. I was
Exactly.
talking. Who was I talking about that with? It's somebody at work and that plays games and stuff. And it was like, I started out with, like the machine guns and, like AKs, AUGs, stuff like that. And I was not helpful to the team. And then I switched to the SAW, the 249,
Yes.
and and then all of a sudden my kills to death ratio was much more acceptable. So it
Yeah,
was good.
it's one of those games where
Accuracy through volume,
yeah, or really tactical.
just accuracy through volume, just
Yeah.
300 rounds downrange at the same time. Just blah, 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 blah. Don't even play. Just send them all down.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, keep Cellar. So,
Excellent.
all right. Well, sir, it's been a pleasure. Anybody
Yeah.
watching? I'm gonna hop on. I gotta hit the facilities,
Yep.
grab a snack, and
Exactly.
hop into VR.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah, I'll see you and Ross in there in a little bit.
yes, sir.
Cool. All
All
right,
right,
man.
brother.
Thanks
All right.
for anybody still
Thank-
watching, following along.
Yeah,
at home.
hopefully somebody is. Yeah, sorry, I've been a little
Hey,
rundown
that's
lately.
all right, man.
So,
It's our podcast. We can cut
uh,
it short if we want to. Nobody's
next
paying us.
week I'll have a
Nobody's
little more
paying us to
energy.
be here and do it for any amount of time. So
I'll have a little more get up and go next week. for
I
everybody,
may not be
I
here next
promise.
week because we got the grandson's birthday party. He wants to have a
Oh,
birthday.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, we can take a week off. It'll give me a week to recharge and get
There you
everything
go.
together and
Get some
all
get some
that
shit
stuff.
settled. Cool.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, bro.